It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. On the return, here's a speedy Jamison Crowder. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their 6'5" quarterback, the former Missouri Tiger, Blaine Gabbert.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. It doesn't put them in bad situations.
And a quick throw here. That's complete. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 5 catches, 70 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Here's the rookie from Texas, Deontay Foreman. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Gabbert now on 2nd down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says.
Offense.
Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
Here's Foreman, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. It'll be a gain of about 5, but they're left with a 3rd and still about 12 to go. And here's the starting crew defensively for Cleveland.
When you look at Cleveland's defense in 2016, it's pretty easy to isolate where their problems began. 31st in the league against the run. They finished 31st overall in total defense as well. So you have to start with them shutting down teams running the football to give themselves a chance to make some plays in the passing game.
On 3rd down, Gabbert. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Matt Bosher, 7th-year man from Miami, on to punt. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They'll be led out by their veteran quarterback out of USC. It's Matt Castle.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
And complete to Zach Ertz. A gain of 32 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield, but when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now the first carry for Wendell Smallwood. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And a peek now at the offense for Cleveland. 2016 was a very tough year for Cleveland offensively, but head coach Hugh Jackson, who also handles the play calling, has high hopes for 2017 with a revamped offensive line and his creativity in play calling. They'll run it now out of the gun. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. And let's go through the starting defense for Indianapolis. When you look back at the 2016 season on defense for the Indianapolis Colts, when you look at the raw numbers, you're not impressed. 30th overall in total defense. So what they're trying to improve upon is playmakers. They've got to have some guys who can offset those types of numbers with making big plays and taking the ball away from the opposition. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them. On is the second-year man from Sam Houston State, Lachlan Edwards, to punt it away, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. The last couple of drives have ended in punts. Maybe the crowd minds that, but you're a defensive guy. You're okay with a couple of punt drives. Listen, I'm the guy that loves a 0-0 pitch game. All right, in baseball, I can handle that going into the 7th inning. I think the crowd, though, they want to see a little bit more excitement. Let's see if someone can break something free on offense and get going. Offense at a premium the last 2 drives. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now. Come back. They run again with Foreman. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. On play action, Gabbert. And this is going to be incomplete. It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass. Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taken in at the 22. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts. They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy? And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help. And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. A handoff as they run the counter play. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. That'll go as a loss of 5, and it'll be a 2nd and long. Back to throw. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Partney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. And let's see who's faster.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And before they can get settled in here, time expires on the first quarter of action. 0-0 our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2. They'll come up on a 3rd and 4 here to start things out. Back to throw here. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Another good reception there, and the Browns on the march.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper, and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what he said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like if they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get down to about the 26-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Wendell Smallwood, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Extra point attempt to come here. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. Forbath out to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. Oh, nice move. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And this is their 3rd drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a 2nd drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
The drive starts with Foreman on the ground. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Play action now, Gabbert. Airing one out for Crowder. They've got his man complete. And all the way down to the 26. A big play there for Indy. 47 yards. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Now Foreman, and he is going to feel that one. Knocked down hard at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
The evolution of Clay Matthews as a player, it's just one that they're going to end up writing books about. He didn't even start until his senior year at USC. He didn't start in high school. And now he's at all-pro level in the NFL. How about the play he just made there?
Yeah, he has certainly made a name for himself. William Clay Matthews III. And his throw here is incomplete. He was looking for his big target, Brandon Marshall. And it's third down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, Gabbard. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. So that one a hold, right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
And incomplete, a disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now fourth down. So now on fourth down, Chuck Pagano turns to the field goal unit here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on fourth down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Now a handoff here to his running back. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
They'll set up a throw, and he'll get it down to the 47 here. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target. If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. Might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails.
And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Clay Matthews. In from his linebacker's spot, he's able to drop him for a loss of about 10.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Indianapolis right after this. A reminder coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before that. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Again, it's Foreman. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And now running right through it. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Getting set to go again. We get a look at Amari Cooper as he heads back out there now. The early returns for him, very good to start this season. Interesting to see if he can keep up that torrid pace.
Yeah, when you're talking about averaging 100 yards a game as a receiver, extrapolate that over 16 games, and you're having a monster season. So, yeah, you love what he's doing early, but I think it's got to go back to the offseason, doesn't it? It's got to go back to the roots, spending time with the guy who's going to throw the ball to him, spending time watching tape, spending time reading defenses, and, of course, getting himself ready to play.
That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there, and if you're going to give him that much space, he's not only going to catch the football, he's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
He'll look to throw. He's going to loft, and at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way in, touchdown, Cleveland. Amari Cooper, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Browns add on to their lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches, and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
And it's good to make it 14-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Forbath out to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
We'll see if he can look and do some soul searching now.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
Gabbert. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So we've got a 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Gabbert. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Gabbert. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They'll throw again. Gabbert. Got a man. It's the rookie Ardarius Stewart. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. First down, Gabbert. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. DeForest Buckner forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards. They go play action. Gabbert. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Gabbert from the gun on 3rd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So a field goal here. They're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA halftime report. The Colts are behind right now, but the home crowd should give them a boost. The Browns have come in and looked good as the road team. They will just keep trying to play hard and maintain the lead going forward. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Browns line up at the 26. He's free and clear of the defense here, and he caps off the 6-play drive with the score, giving them an early lead. 1st and 10, it's Clay Matthews who will get the sack here. This will go as a loss of 10. Now to late in the second. Cooper's wide open on the deep pass. He'll go in for the touchdown. As they move out in front, 14-0. Still late in the first half, offensive line won't be able to hold up here. This will go as a loss of 10. So that'll do it from here. Let's get back out to Brandon and Charles. They've got the second half from Indy. Brandon.
This will be taken in at the 1. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off.
And nothing but daylight ahead. He's at the 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Wendell Smallwood, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Forbath out to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start. Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Now a toss play. This is Foreman trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. They're losing here in the third quarter, maybe trying to get the ball outside, bust a big play. Obviously didn't work there.
Yeah, and while it didn't work, I really can't fault them for trying it. You and I have talked to the offensive coordinator, and we knew that was the place they wanted to try and go. And sometimes you just have to stick with it because 2-yard gains turn into 20-yard gains as the game goes along.
This is caught inside the 15. It's a big conversion on third for the Colts. 57 yards.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll run with Foreman. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well, because you count on your defensive front, the tackles and the ends, to eat up the blocking in the offensive line and keep that guy in the middle clean so he can roam through the football and make a tackle. In this case, he introduced himself and said, "Hello, my name is..."
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Ryan Grant, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts are able to draw a bit closer. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Max Bola coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. The Browns on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. They'll look to throw here. And he's got room. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Big yardage there for the Browns. 18. 1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. He'll drop to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell them, instead of getting the steaks, guys, we might have to go for the hot dogs.
Second down and a little ways to go here. 2nd and 13. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Over the middle. Cooper with it. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Caught left side, Hopkins. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up 4th down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. Getting set to go here, we see Blaine Gabbert march back out onto the field. How do you break down his game so far? Just the 1 touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't. Not until you balance it with the error side, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. On the toss, here's Foreman. Powers through, and he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Carry for Foreman. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the 4th quarter. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Out of the gun, Gabbert. That is caught at the 7. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Tyler Higbee. Colts will go for 2. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful. And the lead is down to a field goal here in the 4th. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called, because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They run the counter now on first down. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. See if they stay on the ground for second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. Now it's the backup, Newton. And this is caught. He hits Landry. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw.
Now a play fake here on first down. So after that big play, let's see if they can defense maybe on their heels. Come the flags.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coach.
And maybe a quarterback sneak here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line.
That is just never materialized.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
And his kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
Forbath now to kick it away after the made field goal. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
And that's off the mark, incomplete. He was in search of his tight end, Tyler Higbee. And now it's 2nd down.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Throwing again, Gabbert on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Black 22! Black 22!
Play fake. Gabbert. And that is incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they run successful.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Black 22! Black 22!
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And Marshall's got it. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Give the Colts 13 yards and a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
The offense certainly looking to score some points, but they also need ball security here late as we get down to the final moments of this one. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. A 1st down throw for Gabbert. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Back to throw. Able to shake him off. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Domata Peko in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. He'll look to throw. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Marshall. And he's going to go out of bounds at the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march. They'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. Now the Colts moving quickly here in the hurry-up offense. Back to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up first and goal. He's back to throw. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed him. Instead, second down. They took their shot for the end zone, almost cost him.
And he made the right play there, knocking it away. But, boy, it looked like he had a chance to come down with the football. And if he does that, this thing is over. Instead, he leaves him out there with another chance.
Oh, wrong drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. Now we've got whistles and a flag. Looked like one of the Colts linemen might have jumped.
False start, offense.
They expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
Gabbard. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up third down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Gabbard throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They do get 8 out of the pitch and catch. However, it's fourth down. So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues.
False start, offense.
And that'll set them back 5. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. They'll run it now out of the gun. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Cleveland, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say so long, everybody.